So this is it? This is how it ends? Well, all good things have to end, right? It's been a fun ride, gang. Thank you. Hello, Goons! My name is Alex, and you guys reached the goal. So it's time to trek through the Kalos region with my reimagining of Ash's team. Now, Kalos was an era in the franchise where people loved the show, but not so much the games. The games are a whole other can of worms that I don't want to get into right now. As for Ash, this region was easily one of his top 3 strongest teams. I mean, they managed to get him into the runner-up spot, for crying out loud. While I do have respect for that and the characterization of his Pokemon, I do have a couple gripes to talk about here. First off, the amount of type overlap. This team, outside of Pikachu, consisted of Greninja, Talonflame, Hawlucha, Goodra, and Noivern. 3 of these guys were flyers, which opened up a lot of shared weaknesses. Among them, Hawlucha holds 5 weaknesses, Noivern with 4, and Talonflame with 3. Also, Ash already had a dragon type in the form of Goodra, and with Noivern presumably being added to dismiss any negative backlash with Goodra leaving, it shares 3 of the same weaknesses. Now, after the reception of the black and white videos, and 2 Pokemon that'll cause a war zone on Twitter or in the comments section, I'm making 2 teams in one video. I'll have timestamps for you to go as you please, but I do ask that you watch the whole thing. Just don't call me an idiot in the comments because a favorite Pokemon of yours isn't on here. Please. Usually I'd go over Pokemon I would get rid of for the new team, but because I'm doing 2 teams, it might get confusing. But in general, Noivern is off the roster due to type overlap, shared weaknesses with his pseudo-legendary, and because of how late Ash got him in the region. So, yeah. Now, this is where I need to explain the 2 teams. So, typically, Ash has had a pattern with every region he's been to. Mainly a fire, water, grass chain, and regional bird. In Kalos, he technically has 2 options, Talonflame and Hawlucha. Because of how good these guys are as individuals and their track records in the anime, it's pretty hard to make a solid choice on who to keep around. But I'll let you guys be the judge of that. Let me know in the comments which team you guys prefer with hashtag Team Talonflame or hashtag Team Hawlucha. With that said, I got some recurring faces to cover. First up, Ash's ace in the hole, Greninja. What do we need to say about him? He's incredibly powerful, ridiculously fast, and unlocked a transformation on par with Mega Evolution that's never been seen before. What would you have me change? The explanation for this transformation? The end result will still be the same. Next up is the smiling, slimy boy, Goodra. Ash's first fully evolved official pseudo. This guy was an absolute unit. Until the Team Flare and Zygarde shenanigans, this dude was an MVP of the region, and I don't see any reason to change him. Now, here are the timestamps, so just take a minute and pause the video and head there now. If you're watching this portion, we'll be talking about the Hawlucha Team. Now, you don't need me to explain how good this Luchador bird of prey is, especially with these moves, so I'll just set him aside as the 4th member of the team. So, what do we do for the other 2 slots? Obviously, they need to be fire and grass, but Kalos doesn't have an extensive Pokedex. Delphox is sitting comfy with Ash's totally not canonical GF, so that's out. Talonflame isn't a thing for this version of the team, and that leaves us with one option that's not a legendary. Shout out to my friend at 19Decline on Wattpad. The concept I'm going to talk about next is entirely their idea, which I 100% agree with. Ash will be getting the royal Pokemon herself, Pyroar. And yes, he's getting a female Pyroar. Blame Game Freak. Instead of catching a Fletchling, Ash would come across a young and somewhat oblivious Litleo who's been thrown out of her pride and doesn't realize it. Ash would catch her and she'd be a ferocious battler. However, by the time the episode A Fiery Rite of Passage comes around, Ash's Litleo would come out and the alpha male Pyroar is hostile towards Ash and his friends. Yeah, you can see where this is going. A family unit that doesn't appreciate the one outcast and throws them away. During the Team Rocket scheme of the week, Litleo evolves into a sleek and agile Pyroar. Now, aside from the limited dex, Pyroar would serve as a mirror for Lysander, the head of Team Flare. So, yeah. Hope you enjoy the new Top Cat. Next up is the Grass type, and here I got a few more options, but some of them are less likely than others. Let's start with Pumpkaboo and Gourgeist. These two are Pokemon that were owned by Jessie during Team Rocket's time in Kalos. And Ash copying Team Rocket, I don't really like this idea, so no pumpkins. Then there's the polar opposite of the Gourds, Phantump and Trevenant. Specifically the shiny Phantump from the episode Making Friends and Influencing Villains. Here's the thing though. Bonnie, Clement's sister, yeah, she showed more attraction to that one, while Ash was, at most, indifferent. Not to say a new shiny wouldn't be awesome to have, but due to the wrong character interactions and the tricky nature of depicting a trait evolution in the anime, I can't give him one in good faith. I would have considered the Chespin line, but due to type overlap with Hawlucha, it's not a good idea in my eyes. And that leaves us again with one option, Skidoo evolving into Go-Goat. So, instead of the debut episode for Skidoo being a Serena drama-focused episode, it'd be an allegory for society or a social group rejecting people based on their appearance. Yes, the Skidoo is a shiny, however it's not the crappy in-game shiny. Its green coat would be an autumn orange, the eyes as a Go-Goat would be bright blue, and that's about it. Man, I'm not even trying to be subtle about that, am I? Anyways, Grace, Serena's mother, is assisting with taking care of the Pokemon and informs the group about the Skidoo. And with the Team Rocket scheme at the time, Skidoo takes a liking to Ash, who is glad to take him away from this negative environment. Oh, and during the journey, sometime before the league and trying to assert some dominance against some jerk Pokemon, Skidoo would evolve into Go-Goat. Also, Ramos, the grass gym leader, would see this kind of potential and offers to help Ash train him to learn moves like Horn Leech. But of course this is Ash, so he'd also learn moves like Aerial Ace. If you chose to watch this part of the video, we're delving into the Talonflame Team. Talonflame may seem like a lesser Charizard, but he was able to hold his own against two of the legendary birds. Yeah, he lost those matches, but these are legendaries, and that can't be overlooked. So the next spot is reserved for a grass type, but like I'll mention several times, Kalos is lacking in the variety department. However, I'm kinda split on which one I should add. If you watch the Hawlucha part first, then you know I gave Ash a shiny Go-Goat, and I'd like to give it to him here, but due to no type overlapping, the Chespin line could be a viable option. You see, Chestnut does fit the bill with the kind of Pokemon Ash would catch. The strong and bulky one that isn't exactly speedy, but with how I've done Ash's Camerupt and Torterra, Ash can help him get a spring in his step. The only problem I see with this choice here is that it may take a bit away from Greninja, but he doesn't get a special transformation. Not sure how much that'll solve though. Anyways, how would Ash get a Chespin, I hear you say? Well, in the 10th episode, instead of bonding with Clement, Chespin would be more fond of Ash, and Chespin would evolve a lot slower than Froakie, and fully evolve close to when the league starts. Now for the final slot of the team, and here is where I struggled for the longest time to figure out. most would have given him Aegislash, which is an amazing Pokemon, but I just don't see it with Ash for some reason. And then I got an idea. So Dracovish was Ash's only fossil Pokemon in the anime, but what if he got one a little earlier? And since I'm a stingy SOB with type overlap, he'll be getting an Amora and evolving into an Aurorus. Yeah, I don't have much of an explanation except that it just seems like a Pokemon Ash would have. And in case you're wondering about the whole not being good outside of cold thing, Amora will have an ability that keeps her cold and acts like homeostasis. And yes, it'd be a girl. Shush it. Of course, Amora would evolve during a nighttime adventure, and after evolving, Aurorus would act like a mother figure for the group, given her large stature and overprotective nature. Cliff would also give Ash a fossil after beating him, so yeah, I got nothing else to say here. All in all, I'm pretty happy with both these teams. They got speed, power, heart, if I actually wrote the adventure, and this team would have defeated Alon and no Charizard bias. God damn it, that was so stupid. Ash would have gone home at the end anyways, and Alon would have defeated all but one official Mega Evolution. He's not even the Kalos champion, so he would have gone into the Masters 8 anyway. God freaking damn it, anime writers, I'm freaking done with your crap, alright? So, if you managed to make it this far into the video, well, first of all, this is unscripted, so apologies if I start rambling on, but, you know, that's what happens when you don't do this. Thank you guys so much for watching this series. And I meant it when I say that I'm ending this series here. Because I mean, like, if you think about it, there's no real reason for me to change any of Ash's future teams. Because, like, they all won. You know? I mean, like, Ash became the champion of Alola. He dethroned Leon fairly recently. And, I mean, like, there's just nothing I can do here, really. So, yeah, this is the final What If team for Ash. And, I mean, you know, I didn't expect the series to get as far as it did, you know, like, I just did this thing as a fun little experiment, you know, like, hey, I think this is a fun idea, I'm gonna upload it. And the first video is still like one of the most highly viewed videos on my channel, so and because of that, over 200 amazing people thought that this autistic, not like I'm trying to talk bad about myself because that's the truth. It's not for pity, it's not for anything like that, it's just what I feel is the truth, okay? And you guys, all 200 plus of you, are absolutely amazing. And, you know, I wish there was something else that I could do for you guys, but this is where the series ends. So, but don't worry. They will still be here if you want to have a look at them. And may as well make an actual playlist so you guys can marathon them if you want. So, well, I guess the journey's concluded. But until next time, Celestial Dragoons, reach for the stars.